Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Toybox Spider-Man Homecoming figure from Disney. Now this figure is sold as a Disney Store exclusive. Up in the top corner you've got the Disney Store logo and you've got the card back with the white and the red on it. Off to the side you've got the Marvel Toybox logo. The figure's clearly displayed. On the background it tells us this is figure number 3 in the Marvel series, and then down below you've got the name of the character. On the back of the packaging for this one, up at the top you've got a brief bio about the Marvel Toybox line, and then it shows us one of the other figures in the Marvel series, Iron Man. Spider-Man was actually originally supposed to be released with Iron Man, as well as the Hulk and Thor figures, which are already out, but Spider-Man was held back for some reason, but has started to finally hit shelves. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now this figure comes with the same kind of catalog that we saw with the previous figures. So it shows us the Star Wars line, the 3 figures that are out for Star Wars, Kylo Ren, Rey, and the First Order Stormtrooper, all of which I've reviewed. And then there's the Pixar line that has the Toy Story figures, and then the Marvel line, as I mentioned before, the Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man figures have already been released, and now we're finally getting Spider-Man. And then there's 3 more unknown figures that are supposed to be released for the line. Looks like 2 female characters and 1 male character, which I'm hoping is Captain America. Now the figure only comes with 1 accessory, which they call retractable web shooting, and basically this thing, it's a big piece of plastic that looks like it's got webbing on the front, and it's done with a beige type plastic, and then you've got this big suction cup on the bottom of that so you can stick it to a flat surface, and then you've got this that you can pull out, and it's got a rope, and it is actual just real rope. Now the thing is though, as soon you can pull it out, but as soon as you let go it just snaps right back into place. So it's not like, you can have your figure hold this little handle, but it's just going to basically pull right back into place. So I don't know, I don't see much point of it. It would have been better if they made it so you could keep the rope extended, so then you could at least have him hang on it and look like he's kind of web swinging. But as it is, like I said, it's going to pop right back into place. The figure's not going to, even when the figure's holding on to it, it's not going to keep this rope from popping back into place. Okay, and I've stuck this thing to a flat surface so I can demonstrate this. So I've got my figure holding on to it, and I can pull it down, but again, as soon as I let go, it's just going to pop right back into place. There's not really a way to make this rope stay extended. So again, I don't really see much point to it. Okay, so for the figure itself, as I mentioned before, these figures in this toy box line are basically the designs are based on the Disney Infinity game. Now these figures aren't actually associated with the game. In this particular figure, the costume is based on the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, but because they're based on the designs of the game, you've got that more cartoony type animated feel to these figures. Now overall, I'd say you got pretty nice sculpting detail. You've got the webbing on the red portions of the costume, and you've got the spider symbol on the front that's sculpted on there. He's got the white for the eyes with the black borders, and then he's got the red spider symbol on the back there. And then again, because this is based on the Spider-Man Homecoming outfit, you've got the black striping, and you've got the black around the wrists and everything. Again, you have sculpting detail on the red portions with the webbing here on his feet with more added black color. And then my only minor complaint about this figure is if you look at the promo pictures for this figure, the red portions are a darker red, or at least it looks like it's a darker shade of red. The actual figure itself is a much lighter shade, and I think the darker red looks better on the figure. So again, if I had a minor complaint, it would be I think the red should be a little bit darker on it than what we actually get. But otherwise, it's a pretty solid figure. I do only have 1 little paint blemish here with some red on the blue here, but otherwise the paint applications are pretty solid overall. Okay, so this figure stands almost 5 inches exactly. And here's a comparison with the other Marvel figures. So we've got Hulk, which is the tallest of the bunch, and then Thor, and then Iron Man, and Spider-Man, as he should be, is the shortest of the 4. Okay, so for articulation on the figure, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. You really don't get much in the way of up and down movement with this one. Arms attached with a standard ball hinge joint, but he can only get his arm out about that much with the way the shoulder is sculpted. He does have good rotation there at the shoulder. He does not have a bicep swivel, but he does have rotation at the elbow. It's a single hinge type elbow, so he can bend his elbow about that much. You can also bend the elbow down if you wanted to for some reason. You've got rotation at the wrist and then hinges on the hands, so you get some up and down movement with the hands. He does not have an ab crunch or anything, but he does have a waist swivel. And then with the legs, he can do the splits really good. He can get his leg forward pretty good as well, and then can only do his leg back about that much. You don't have a true thigh swivel, but you do get rotation up there where the leg attaches to the crotch piece, so you do get some rotation there. And then with the knees, you get a single hinge knee, but can bend about that much. And like with the elbows, you can also bend the knee upward if you wanted to, and you also get rotation there at the knee joint. And then with the feet, you've got hinges, so you've got up and down movement, and you do have rotation, but you do not really have ankle pivot with these. And then 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I think if you like the Disney Infinity game designs, then this is a figure you'll probably want to check out. I do think it would have looked better if they had made the red portions of the costume a little bit darker red than what they actually gave us. Also, I think the joints on this figure will become loose over time if you use it and pose it a lot. I had a similar problem with the Iron Man figure, so that's just something to be wary of. Now this figure is available now, as I mentioned before. It is a Disney Store exclusive, so you either need to go into their physical stores or you can buy it on the Disney Store website. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.